In today's lecture, we are going to cover the Boss Masculine Guide to Living a Life of Purpose. One where you can go to sleep fulfilled, where you can avoid the modern mediocrity of what the world imposes on you and start to live life equal to your own standards, of that man that you see in the mirror that you know you could become, and not just a small version of yourself. Right? So in this lecture, we're going to go over some spiritual guides, some tools, and a deeper dive into becoming that man, becoming that person, becoming that boss of your own life. Welcome to the Boss Collective. This lecture is for you. Now, let us put the attention onto the screen here. On the left, we have you, or I should put could be you, not to be offensive, right? Because it may have been you, or it could be you, or somebody that you don't want to be. The guy on the left is the hero of the movie 300. Great, fantastic, very entertaining movie. He betrayed Leonidas and pretty much told Xerxes the choke point, the weak point of the 300 army. And he got a whole bunch of women and money from the king. He basically sold his soul, and he is a hunchback, a master gooner, no morality, no fulfillment, just a dirty way out in life. And on the right, we have, does anybody know who this is? This is the epitome of video game masculinity, a space marine from the game Warhammer, but not any space marine. This is Titus of the Death Watch. Now, could be you right here. What is it like when you live your purpose? What does it feel like as a man to live their purpose? This is a perfect example of 100% what it may feel like to some people. Maybe you. Let us watch.
Armored in faith.
Shielded by devotion. We are the Emperor's will, made manifest. Purity of purpose.
The Emperor's will
made manifest.
We are the warriors of the Grey Knights, Demon Hunters. Chaos cannot stand against us, for we are the Hammer.
All right, and that is exactly what it feels like to live your purpose, more or less. You don't know. When I saw this video for the first time, sometimes randomly I scream out in my room, purity of purpose, because I understand. When you're a man living your purpose, you seek something. You seek fulfillment. You seek meaning. It becomes everything to you. So let us go deeper into the lecture now. But first, before we begin, cue the music, man. Cue the music. All right. Let's set the vibe. Introduction. Allow me to introduce myself and deeper dive onto the topic today.
Hello, monkeys!
Hello, my fellow monkeys and my boss collective. Hello, monkeys. I'm your host, Master J. I'm a Vietnamese American shaman. And currently, I'm on a mission to help men of the modern world tap into their real boss life, their second calling, their true purpose in life, bringing their higher self, higher vision into the world. A book that I would recommend on the right is Awakening the Master Masculine by Yao Yamake Morris. But before you go out and read a bunch of books or start to really intellectualize this process, being a man of purpose or finding your purpose is not so much of an intellectual thing. And I think that's the problem with many men of the modern world, especially men that get stuck. I am just like you. We want to intellectualize the process. We want the gratification. We want to know the ending of the story before we even walk as a main character. And that, my friend, is the paradox of life. That is the paradox of purpose. That is the paradox of being a hero of your own movie.
Put your faith in the light.
Ever since I got this soundboard, I have been out of control with it. Now, what is purpose? Let's dive into what this really is. When a man has no purpose, and when a man has purpose, in his life, he walks with a different walk. He has true fulfillment, true spiritual growth. He lives for something other than himself. He is unselfish, and he has a natural attraction towards life, and a natural attraction towards women, a natural attraction. He has a light within him. True purpose. Quasi-purpose is what many men of the modern world have fallen into. And it's not even your fault. It is, if you really want to look at this is Spiritual Boss Global, you want to look at this fellow on the right here, who is reptile. Not any reptile. He is what we call the reptilians. There are forces in the world that don't want you to be yourself. There are forces in the world that don't want you to be a man, because you would be an independent thinker and you wouldn't be able to be controlled. Not only would you not be able to be controlled, you would not benefit a certain system, the who, the theys, the it's, the thems. You know, not too far deep into that. Oh yes. So when a man has a quasi-purpose, he falls into many things, and what is happening here is he is looking to satisfy certain urges within him. The masculine fire, it gets dulled and dampened. And there are what we call quasi-purposes to fulfill a fire, a hunger that can never truly be satiated except through living one's divine purpose. Those things are drugs, oftentimes lust, oftentimes the worship of women, oftentimes they are living just to get by in life. They have a mediocre life, and a lot of it is their ego and their shadow manifesting in life, causing personality disorders. A great example is the famous Majin Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z. I'm assuming you know who Vegeta is. If you don't know who Vegeta is, this might not be the right platform for you. But Majin Vegeta essentially had a midlife crisis because Goku was stronger than him, pretty much. So you may be at that point where you may be feeling a little Majin Vegeta. Your life may have no purpose. Another quasi-purpose, I don't mean to offend anybody, is being a father. And I'm not saying don't take care of your kids or your children. What I'm saying is it's quasi-purpose. You were not born as a man to simply put food on the table and to just be a father to children. You were born to be so much more than that. Some people, some men, you may get mad at me, you may get angry at me. It's fine. But there's some people that really understand what I'm saying. You can still be a father, and there's another life for you, right? Oftentimes men of great success, of great stature, they have kids, but that's not their whole life. Kids is like a part of your life, right? It's kind of like a extra responsibility. To be a father or to not be a father has nothing to do with your true soul purpose. Now, I had this fellow right here, a good fellow right here in the middle, this breakdancing guy. This is Dr. Donovan, my chiropractor. So actually if you look at the camera right here, in my book, Master Level Alignment, I have a photo of him. I don't know how it's panning out on the camera, of him working on my jaw. And when I was on the journey many, many years ago, perhaps like you are right now, he was quite the inspiring fellow, and he was treating my body to make sure I stayed in tip-top shape. You can find him on TikTok, Dr. Smolik. Really, really cool guy. But he had told me the story of how he became a chiropractor, and it seems like everybody on the journey goes through a similar thing. Dr. Donovan actually is a breakdancer, as you can tell by the photo, and what he told me one time when I interviewed him is he was, if I remember correctly, I don't put words in his mouth, because I know his family, I know his father, I know his whole family somewhat. He was breakdancing in his room when he was like 13, and then he did a backflip or some move in his room, and then he was paralyzed, or like he fell in his room and he pulled a nerve or something where he was paralyzed for like half a day or the night. And his dad woke him up for breakfast and found him and he couldn't move. So his father brought him to a chiropractor, while he was like in a quasi-paralyzed state. And then the chiropractor fixed him. And from that point on, he became interested in healing, right? He became interested in healing. And that became his purpose. And Dr. Donovan's story is very interesting, and I'll go more into it later. But he's a real interesting fellow. I'd like to have him back on here. But as a man, you will meet many people along your way, along your journey, that come to assist you. And I may be one of them. As a shaman in my country, in my hometown, Vietnam, where my family is from, I function more as a priest, and oftentimes grandmas, kids, aunts, uncles, husbands, wives, people from all over the country, they come to see me and they ask me to seek guidance from a spiritual elder. So what you're receiving now is really an example, a small bit of the work that I do with the public and my community, but I'm just pushing it out into the ether, into the internet. For oftentimes men came to me with many issues that we couldn't solve just from a 30-minute conversation. Solving the issue of masculinity, not even solving, but crafting yourself as a man, and the fire within is so much more than a 30-minute talk. Sometimes you may have to consume these videos over and over and over and over and over, and that's fine. Just to have the energy travel into you and just to hear something for the 10th time, the 20th time, that's fine. Binge watch the videos, get the ad revenue up, like, comment, subscribe. So here are some photos of myself, right, on the journey. Here's me in Canada with a McLaren. It's cool because that McLaren, the exact model, used to be my phone wallpaper. And then when I went to visit my mentor, we stopped by this guy's house to drive supercars, and the exact same McLaren that I had on my phone wallpaper showed up, and I showed it to the dude. So manifesting reticular activation system has some meaning to it. The photos are a little bit small, but here's me with one of my books. Here's me on the left in my pre-medical days where I was trained in the military. Here's me with my mentor, Rom Wills, at C Boogie's Self-Improvement Summit. Here's me when I was a child on the left. I was around 19 in college. I was a mini celebrity. My photo was on like buses and newspapers. Here's me with a pretty Becky with my old car, my Camaro. And here's me in Vietnam in our healing facility. And here's some right here of the books that I've written. Master Level Alignment is a book that I will constantly recommend for people on their spiritual journey. And what many people don't know, the failure of Master Level Alignment when I became an entrepreneur was called the Greatness Blueprint. It's right here. And it's the exact same concept, but I refined it and wrote the same one 4 years later. I've constantly been studying the same topic over and over and over and over and over, and that just seems to be a part of my destiny. So in reality, I have a natural personality to be in the spotlight. People just tend to like me. I'm a likable guy, but really, I'm actually an introvert. My purpose, as you can see here, is writing. That's why spiritualbossglobal.com. You can find the best information, spiritualbossglobal.com. If you want to soak in the frequency, if you want to soak in the knowledge that I'm sharing with you to help you on your journey, go over to that website. That's our actual domain, and you'll find more writing. You'll find some in the link in the description. And purpose. All things that you do, when you are sort of putting yourself together like a puzzle piece, they will all come back and connect together. But when a man has no purpose, or he loses touch with himself, right? He falls into this debauchery, natural debauchery. And that's just part of being a man. The fire is constantly being battled, and it has to be channeled into something stronger, into something bigger than yourself. When it's channeled into selfishness, when it's channeled into pure ego, you're not going to be satisfied. You're only going to be satisfied when you can live from a place of service and unselfishness.
Put your faith in the light.
Does anybody know where that's from? Does anybody here know where that's from?
I fear no enemy, for the Kama is my strength.
So let's dive a little deeper, huh? We're talking about the purpose of a man. Purpose is pretty much the reason for living. Now, there is something that you can start to look at when you are looking for your life purpose or trying to narrow it down, and we're going to go deeper and deeper and deeper as we go on. Excuse me. On the right here is my good friend Adam. This is when we met in Vietnam, Da Nang, and we had some cigars. Adam has the craziest biceps I've ever seen in person. They're like the size of a grapefruit, and they look like a grapefruit. But he is the son of my mentor. I consider her my mentor, but she doesn't consider me a student. She just says we're friends. I got mentor zone, friend zone by my mentor. But I say that because this lady is just levels and levels and levels above me. And every time I talk to her, I just learn. So I consider her a mentor. So we're actually the same age, and I was talking to him one time. Their family, they do homeopathy, and just like him, he's a man on his journey, right? In the modern world, men on the journey, there is no real guidance, there's no real elders, so we kind of have to piece together what we want to do and who we want to be. And one thing, me and Adam were talking, and he was talking about the anime Attack on Titan. It was very interesting that he brought this up. He said, some people, he asked me if I ever seen the anime Attack on Titan. This is the first time we met. He said some people, they're like those like primal titans where they kind of live and they don't have their higher level faculties evolved. And then there are some people that are like the beast titan, right? Beast titan, right? Beast titan. They can use their cognitive abilities, they can use their cognitive thinking with their animalistic powers. And I brought up to him, that's right, because for one to have the ability to even think about their purpose, for one to even have the ability to feel like being depressed or sad, not pushing away depression, right? But one to feel the ability of grief or struggle, of emotions and growth and healing, that is like a privilege. Because some people, their whole life, they're stuck at the bottom. And what I have here is, I always use this example by Abraham Maslow, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, yeah, it really shows the psychological state of a human being's growth. But the basic needs for all human beings, yes, is safety and physiological needs. You need some food, you need some shelter, and you need some water, right? And much of the world has it's smushed you down so you stay the baby titan, the primal titan forever, and you don't get to even reach self-actualization. You don't even get to reach accomplish your dreams. And I find that very unfortunate. I truly find that very, very unfortunate, because since I was a child, that's all I ever thought of. That all I've ever thought of myself was what the hell am I here for? Not just physiological and safety needs, right? But to think of these things, we're actually very privileged to be able to have the opportunity to self-actualize. Because many people, right, you're watching this, wherever you are in the world, many people never make it out of here. I live in Vietnam, man. I live in Vietnam. There are hundreds and thousands of guys here just in this city that just drive Grab all day and deliver foreigners foods, which is me. And they make like 50 cents or like $1 for delivering food, and they drive delivery all day. I'm like, I could have been this guy at a different level of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You could have been another guy. You could have been another guy in a much, 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 much less fortunate scenario. I know, maybe I sound like your parent right now, but it's actually true. To have the ability and the privilege of struggle and the pain of self-actualization, you're very, very lucky, because not all of the population will even be able to have the opportunity to become the person of their dreams and live their dream life. So you want to become the beast titan, right? You want to become the self-actualized version of yourself. Let us examine the process of self-actualization, and let us get deeper into it. So the process of self-actualization, yeah, it will show you a different version of yourself. In some aspects, we can call this initiation or second puberty, where a man's divine faculties, a man's underlying faculties will start to turn on. You ever see, I have an article called The Uninitiated Male and the Man-Child. You can read that below. It's completely free on our website. And it will go on the difference, why we have the segregation between a evolved man, what David Data calls a superior man, and why we have people that are not blossoming. But if you decide to truly, truly dedicate yourself to this journey, you are going to enter what we call slaying the dragon. and confronting the shadow. Within you and within me, within the shadow, there are programs within you that exist. Just like this right here. Have you watched Yu-Gi-Oh?
I had to destroy my giant germ so I can activate my all-powerful crush card trap. It's destroyed, but how? You have the power to destroy
Wait.
traps?
No
Oh, I know
freaking
what
way!
monster you are, Lecter. The only monster I know with the power to destroy trap cards.
I am Jinzo! Jinzo! You gotta start pulling the Jinzo on yourself to negate the traps that exist within your own mind. If you don't understand the reference I'm talking about, there are viruses. In Yu-Gi-Oh! There's a card called the Crush Card Virus, and it pretty much disrupts your whole deck. Within you, there is a Crush Card Virus that is disrupting you from becoming yourself. And this is what we call the dragons that a man must face and the shadows that a man must face. You got to drop a Jinzo on yourself. Jinzo is a Yu-Gi-Oh card. One of the best OG Yu-Gi-Oh cards that negates all trap cards. I did not plan for this to be my life's work. Guy quits his job in the medical field, starts making PowerPoints talking about Jinzo, Trap Card, and the hero's journey. The more you know.
Hello, monkeys.
I fear no enemy, for the collar is my strength.
My name is Jeff.
So let's continue.
My name is Jeff.
Examining the shadows.
Oh my gosh. Don't you know I'm a savage?
In the process of self-actualization, the process of the hero's journey,
Somebody call for an exterminator.
is one of the psyche. This is Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey. This is removal of the trap card, a crush card virus, playing a Jinzo on yourself. In the word of Pimp God, a good friend, and big brother, Warren B., he says, man is master of all nature. In your journey to become yourself, you pretty much become a master of all nature, a master of the universe, so we shall say. For man is the substance of spirit, his strongest connection when he rises above the primal mind.
I am the Prince of all Saiyans. I could never allow my reason to be overpowered by the primal mind.
When he rises above the primal mind, he can begin to influence multiple dimensions and start to remember that he is actually one with the cosmos, that he is actually one with the universe. Do you know that your heart has been beating your whole life? Do you know that just like the waves are crashing, just like the ocean is always flowing, always moving, it's a sea of frequencies, as you are the part of that ocean, but life has so the reptilians, the reptile friends have so made you forgot that you are a part of this vast and mighty ocean, this cosmic power that flows through you. You forgot. You forgot. You started to think. You started to think that there's nothing outside of you. But the truth is, there's nothing inside of you and there's nothing outside of you. That all is one. The ocean and the drop in the ocean is the exact same thing, and we forget. And you're gonna start to see, you keep on listening to me, you're gonna start to see, man,
Behold my mighty hand.
that there is no coincidences in life. That you have come here for a reason. That you've been brought here for a reason. Why? Because I am your shamanic guide. Not only am I your shamanic guide, I am you. Every single little thing about me will resonate in tune with you. How can you find a YouTube video out of billions of videos on the internet, and this one comes in your page, and it delivers you, and it shows you, and it teaches you the exact message that is needed? It is because the ocean has been convinced that it's just a tiny drop, and it's forgotten that it's actually the waves. It's forgotten that it's actually the sun. It's forgotten that it's actually the moon. You forgot. We have all forgotten that we are just one aspect of a giant whole. And what I do to myself, I'm actually doing to you. And what I do to you, I'm actually doing myself. Man is master of all nature. He is a cosmic force. So let us examine this cosmic conscious initiation. You are a cosmic force. You are the master of all nature. You have simply forgotten. And this is part of understanding your true purpose in life.
Behold my mighty hand.
How can you forget? How can you forget? It's because we identify with the little man. We identify with the old man. We identify with the pain, the struggle, the challenge, what the world has imposed on us. And then we have forgotten. You forget. You forget along the journey that all is one. What I'm doing to you, I'm also doing to myself. The way I speak to you is the way I speak to myself. And the way you speak to me is the way that you actually speak to yourself. And the anger that you feel towards me, the anger that you feel towards your family, is the anger that you actually feel towards yourself. The anger that you feel towards women, the anger that you feel towards your heartbreak is actually just a reflection. It's being reflected to you outside in the outside world. And sometimes you forget. Sometimes you don't even know. Sometimes you adore someone so much. This is the illusion of the human mind. The master of all nature forgets that he is master. The lover forgets that the love that he feels for another person is actually the love that he should have in himself, because it's only in himself that he can conjure up such emotions and such feelings. We become so lost. We become so forgotten in the immersion of life that we forget that we are actually the cause and we are also the effect. We are also the experience. Man is master of all nature. This cosmic force flows in me and it flows into you. And you must expand your consciousness now. If you really wish to self-actualize, there are things that all men must understand. One is that man is master of all nature. You and I and we are one. The same pain that I cause to myself is a pain that I may cause to you. But when I heal myself and when I heal my view of the world, I may heal you and I may give my love unto you. And the same thing can be expressed onto other people. And that is the divine cosmic flow that we all experience. Examine consciousness initiation. The most important thing for a man is to have a healthy relationship to his counterpart, especially the woman, the mother. In the process of searching for meaning, in the process of second puberty, in the process of initiation, in the process of finding your purpose, there are many things that can block you. One thing that can block you is the false programming that the world has put on you and your relationship to the woman. For is if you look into this photo. As a man who is becoming the king of his own life, as a man who is seeking his purpose and seeking to give it out into the world, what does the Bible say? It says, give not thy strength unto woman. And history will always show that men of great power, of great stature, that may have been on their purpose, when they had not mastered their relationship with the woman, it is the woman that mastered their relationship with them. And oftentimes the fall of kingdoms, the fall of many great men and great potential came from the misunderstanding of woman or the wrong woman. Relationship to the woman is very important to the man. You must clear the false projections that you have of woman, the false experiences, the negative experiences, your viewpoint. What are women are put here? Women are put here to be loved. Women are put here to be cherished. Women are put here to be a helpmeet. They're not your god. They're not bitches. They're not sluts. They're not hoes. They're not evil. They're not angels. They're not perfect. They're not Puritans. They're all of the above and then a little more. Check out our class on womanese, right? I talk a lot about womanese. Every man needs to master womanese on his journey of purpose, because there's one thing that can stop a man from reaching his full potential, which is putting the woman above him, which is loving a woman too much, which is hating a woman, which is picking the wrong woman. But also, another thing can be not being with the right woman, not loving the right woman, not knowing how to lead, not knowing how to guide women. This isn't just romantic. This is a man should understand the counterforce of the world, the counterpart, the feminine energy. For damn near half the species of the planet is woman, right? Unless you are gay and you never want to deal with women, that is the thing. But you're still going to have to talk to women. You're going to still have to understand them. Most of my clients are women. Man that masters woman, he can master business. Woman is the first thing that a man needs to master while on his path to purpose. Because if you can't, it's going to drive you away. If you can't, you're going to miss out on a lot of joy in life. And if you also can't, you're going to miss out. You're going to endure a lot of suffering in life. Women are put here to help a man understand his relationship to the feminine energy. The feminine energy is growth. The feminine energy is cultivation. The feminine energy is a mass of wild energy. And if you can't push away your illusions toward it, and if you can't get comfortable with the massive energy of the feminine energy, it will show in your life. Your relationship to the earth, your relationship to life, is your relationship to your mother and your relationship to women. Some men, they get bitter. Some men, they get divorced. Some men, they fall into hate because they don't understand the woman. And some men, they become abusive. Some men, they become dangerous because they don't understand the woman. A dangerous man is a man that loves a woman too much, because you never know what that man's going to do if something happens. So mastering womanese is very, 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 it's one of the many steps that a purpose-driven man seeking purpose, right? You got to clear out those false projections. These are viruses that exist in your head. If a virus makes you hate a woman, if a virus makes you worship a woman, that's a virus. You should see a woman for who she is and what she is. Your counterpart. Shall we continue?
We must use these tools that the great God has given us to fight.
Shout out to Uncle Ruckus. That's my real life uncle. On your path of seeking your purpose, another virus that can exist within one's mind, another virus that can exist within your head, is your relationship with the Father, right? Your relationship with the Father is your relationship to the masculine energy. Now, whether your father was a piece of shit, or your father is dead, or your father set too high expectations for you, it is very imperative that a man and a woman, a man forgive his mother and his father along the way, to separate and to atone with the Father. This means to separate and see your father and your mother for who they are and whatever they have done to you in life, because oftentimes society, family, they push on you these expectations and they push on you this pattern, right? I'm from the ghetto, I'm from the hood. You can watch some of my vlogs when I visit my family. And for many years, I've been stuck in survival mode. It wasn't until I came to Vietnam here and sat on a beach and I walked around on the beach and I thought, look at all these people, they're so happy. They're little kids, happy and smiling. And that's when I realized there was a huge dissonance between what I thought reality actually was and where I came from. I thought like, oh, so kids doing drugs, kids shooting each other, and kids stealing from each other, and being paranoid all the time, that's not normal. I'm from the hood. It's just programming. It's all programming that comes in with us. A lot of our programming comes from our mother. A lot of our programming comes from our father. A lot of our programming comes from our ancestors. But even a little deeper, a lot of your programming may come from the way that you view your father based on how your mother or somebody else made you view him. To actually get to know your parents and to see them for who they are and to forgive them for the wrongs that they have done, it will really break out a lot of the programming that you think you are being ran by. Now, most people, I know we're getting deeper. This is how we go. We get deeper as time goes on. You want to live your purpose. You want to live your dream. And you want to get to know yourself. And you want to, express yourself in the world freely. That's who you actually are. And I want to tell you this. If you have that urge, that's great. Because the truth is, most people don't even know who they are. Most people don't even know who they are. Most people are being ran by a program that they don't even know exists. Most people are being run through ancestral trauma, through things that happen in their lineage, the expectations that were placed upon them, through illnesses and curses and just trauma and drama that was placed on them. I work as a shaman. I see this very, very, very often. Most people are not even themselves. And a lot of times you see a split personality develop. You see the person's real personality always trying to get out, always trying to express itself. And you see aspects of it. You can see these aspects in children when you leave them to their own devices and they start to grow up. And then you see another version of yourself or another version of other people that just exists to survive. A lot of that mechanism to survive came when you were a child. It comes from you were a child because you were helpless, you were a victim, and you didn't know any better. And now you grow up, right? You grow up and you're just trying to express yourself and you're just trying to be free, and things are confusing because you respond in certain ways and you act in certain ways and you don't even know why. You don't even know why. And this is serious healing that may need to happen when you want to find yourself, when you want to find your mission, when you want to find your passion and your purpose. It is separating from the expectations that your family may have put on you and really deciding to walk your own path. And this is some tough shit. This is some tough stuff. I'm not saying this is easy. This is very difficult. But if I can look at things that block people from living their passion and purpose, you'll find that it's just viruses that were implanted in them. And if you just remove these viruses slowly, you enter alignment with yourself. You enter into the flow state by yourself naturally. Because the truth is, naturally, we all exist in the flow state. We're supposed to be born in the flow state. Look at children, look at little babies. They're so happy. Your purpose is the flow. Your purpose is finding the flow. Your purpose is Maslow's hierarchy of needs, self-actualization. So if you want to look at where can I start? How can I start? Well, go back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Before you really want to self-actualize, are you even safe? Are you, do you even feel safe? Do you even feel safe? Do you have a stable home? Do you have food to eat? Do you feel like you belong somewhere? If you don't, welcome to the Boss Collective, Spiritual Boss Global. This place is for you, man. Human beings, we need to feel these things. We need to be whole. And we need to become the best version of ourselves. Your purpose is to become the best version of yourself. In the process of becoming the best version of yourself, you get rid of these mind viruses. You get rid of these viruses, and then, yes, you get rid of these viruses. You atone with the Father. You learn. You keep on learning. Wisdom. And you start to understand the purpose. The Master Christ, Master Jesus said, and he had a very, very interesting saying. Now, I'm not a Christian. You don't have to be a Christian. I don't teach from any one religious standpoint. But he says the kingdom of heaven is within you. To be ye like little children. And if you want to look at your purpose, you really want to understand your purpose, that's where you're going to find it. That's where it's shaped and molded. Much of this process of life that you are going through, much of this process of self-actualization, becoming yourself and searching for meaning, it could all be found in the things that before you were conditioned, the things that you already enjoyed, the things that you already liked, the person that you already wanted to become. You knew who you wanted to become. And then the world shaped and molded you into being someone. Everybody told you. What did they tell you?
You are wrong! Leonidas! You are wrong!
Told you you're wrong. Told you to shut the hell up. Told you to go to work, make some money. Told you to do this, be a good little boy. And be a good little boy. Oh, you want to do that? You want to play those games? You want to do this? That's stupid. You don't need to do that. Blah, 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 blah. The world shut you down. Shut down. I need to shut down. I need to shut down. League of Legends shut down soundbite. I got to add that to the note. The kingdom of heaven. What does this mean? Well, there are many different interpretations of it, right? So right here in Google AI, gathering information of the human collective, states that people must change, become like little children to enter the kingdom of heaven. Core meanings: humility, letting go of pride, status, and the need to feel important. Trust, relying on God, the Father, the way a small child trusts a parent. Being open to learn new truths without stubborn bias or ego. Simplicity, approaching faith with a pure, honest, and joyful heart. The kingdom of heaven already exists within you.
Put your faith in the light.
But it goes back to yourself. So let me bring this back to you, because you are the most important thing. You are the most important thing. This video is for you. It's not for me. This video is for you. It's not for me.
State the nature of your medical emergency.
This video is for you. It's not for me. Your purpose is for you. And if you really want to look at it, right, you're searching for meaning, you're searching for purpose. These last two slides how many sides we have. This final part is really going to nail together, because I know exactly what's going to happen when I tell you this. Your purpose is you. Your belief, your life force energy is radiating outwards and influences the ether. Man, well, you know what man's looking for? He's looking for freedom. He has freedom, and when he attains freedom, he's looking for a cause. He's looking to express himself. He's looking to lose himself in something. This is why if you watch our other video, how to overcome lust is often so tricky because you can lose yourself in it, right? Men are looking to lose themselves in something. Some men lose themselves in drugs. Some men lose themselves in video games. Some men, they lose themselves in war, right? Your purpose is a thing that you can lose yourself in. And that's your belief. You're only going to be able, and check this, you're only going to be able to live your purpose if it's something that you truly believe in, that you don't want to do money, right? You don't want money for it. You would do it for free. I've been doing the same shit since I was 16 years old. And what happened was when I went to college, I threw away a bunch of my life. And just now, I'm 31 years old. Just now I'm finding myself again. Just now am I remembering who I was. Just now I'm remembering the things that I do for free. And it's funny. I make more money than I did when I went to college. Just from doing shit like this. Making lectures with music. And screaming and saying random things. You know, talking my talk and walking my walk. Helping people through email. Changing people's lives. Who would have thought that it's right under your nose. Your purpose is so tricky because it's right under your nose.
Behold my mighty hand.
And this is why it's very...
My name is Jeff. My name is Jeff.
Look, this is why it's very important to seek guidance, to seek mentorship, to seek assistance on your path of self. Because sometimes the thing that's blocking you is just asking for help. My mentor, Mark Houghton, and in the other photo I showed you, one of my mentors, Ron Wills, I had met those guys like 5-6 years ago. And they had told me, you are built for doing exactly what I'm doing now. And even my mentor, Mark, when I started out, I was like kind of shy because I've been programmed not to believe in myself, right? And to believe that there was an outer force that to get a job and to be successful and the world is so tough and so difficult that you can never do anything yourself unless you ask the corporations for money. That was programmed in my brain. So when Mark was coaching me a long time ago, he straight up told me, he said, look, Jay, you're really good at what you do. And I was like, what are you talking about, bro? What do I do? And he's explained to me everything that I teach 5-6 years ago. And he said, you don't know that you're good at this because you do it very naturally. And just now are those words coming back around to me. Your purpose is you. It's so right under your nose that you don't notice the magnitude of your own strength. And you don't notice the magnitude and glory that exists within you because you can't see yourself when you do it every day. It's your belief. It's your life force. It's your energy. It's radiating outwards. That's the only freedom that you can have. The only freedom is to exist in this world as yourself, unapologetically, and to be yourself without other people imposing their time, their will, their schedule on you and taking your life from you. And that's the masculine essence of itself. Is losing yourself in cause, losing yourself in a purpose. My good friend, Joseph Rodriguez, talks about this. He calls them flow blockers. Flow is your bliss. It's your passion. He uses the Ikigai model. Master J uses alignment. Alignment is when your thoughts, words, and actions come. You can check out Master Level Alignment in the description at the Master J shop right there. But Joseph talks about the flow and Ikigai model a lot. And basically, because I'm not this type of guy, you know, I'm not one to use like, oh, what do you love? Write it down. But really, let's look at it. Let's look at it, right? Because there are many ways to skin a cat. 1 + 3 is 4, and 2 + 2 is also 4. So one of the methods of finding your purpose, you can look at the Ikigai model if you're a super technical person. What you can be paid for, what the world needs, what you love, what you are good at. And it dives deeper, passion, mission, profession, vocation. Within there is your Ikigai. Within there is your status of flow. Within there is your reason for existence, your reason for being. So you can make a model of this right now. You can copy this or maybe draw. I believe I learned in 2nd or 3rd grade they call this a Venn diagram, or is it a bubble chart? A bubble graph? This is what they call it, a bubble graph. I haven't been in elementary school in a long time. Bubble graph, right? Maybe you can test this out yourself and you start to find your ikigai right in the center. Is it clear that I found my ikigai?
We must use these tools that the great God has given us to fight.
If somebody I knew watched this video and they watch it, they go, this is exactly who Jay is and what Jay does. And this is exactly who I am. This is exactly what I do. To follow your flow, to follow your bliss, to follow your passion, and to do all of those things and to combine them together with the ikigai model is to really just be your purpose. It's not, it's a thing that we give such weight to, such magnitude to, but it's a thing that reveals itself, just like oftentimes in love, you like somebody and somebody don't love you back. You like somebody and they don't like you, right? All of a sudden you withdraw your attention. Aaron Doughty talks about this a lot, right? That needy energy. Needy energy. RZ Tyler. I used to watch him when I was younger. I met him a long time ago. Very interesting fellow. And he used to say this, needy. He's such a needy guy. Needy. Yeah. Needy. Right? That's kind of how people have a relationship with their purpose.
Where does it hurt?
You're too needy, bro. You're looking. I understand because I used to be there. You're looking. Needy, yeah. I need my purpose. I need to know my purpose, and then I can just live and be self-actualized. And Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I just need to know my purpose. That's it. I just need to know. You meet a lot of young people. They're like that. I don't know what I want to do in my life. Becky, you're 18. You know what you want to do with your life? Go make some money. Go in good shape. Go learn to trust your intuition. You'll know exactly what to do with your life. You want everything right now. You need the answer. You need the answer to everything right away. And guess what? The universe don't give like that, right? The universe doesn't give like that. It's just like relationships. Somebody wants you and they want to do everything for you. And they're like, I'll do anything for you. I'll do anything. Just tell me you love me. What do you want me to do? And you're like, relax. That's the universe. That's when you're obsessing about your passion, your purpose. What is it, Jay? I don't know what to do in life. Shut up, bro. Jinzo. Crush card virus. It's about to flow. Right? Remember, man. We live in an ocean of frequencies, an ocean of motion. It's not intense. You can't catch the ocean with your mind. No matter how much you try, it's never gonna work. Oh, shoot! Oh, hey. Hold on. Pause. Now, understand that there are cycles of life, and the fire within you is going to be a constant battle with the fire. Hold up.
I'm one of the 7 deadly sins, the sin of pride, and my name is Lion Sin Escanor.
You are, without a doubt, the cockiest human I've ever met!
And that is the sin of pride. My attacks have no effect on you? Who decided that? Your darkness swallowed up my sun? Who decided that?
I never saw his attack coming. Who the hell is this guy anyway?
I will be the one to decide. Hear me and obey my will. Divine Axe Rita! Sacred treasure, release!
The sun? But it's nighttime!
Gen Z has to put a funk edit on everything. Now,
let's fighting love. Let's fighting love. Protect my balls. Protect my balls.
alright, that's the most important thing of this video.
Protect my balls.
No, the reason why I put this here is Escanor is a character in the anime. And when it hits noon, his power is in tune with the sun. And that's when it becomes the absolute strongest. That's when he becomes the strongest. And you got to understand that on your journey and on your path, sometimes the sun is not at its peak. Yeah, sometimes the sun is not at its peak, and you're going to battle with this fire. Most of you listening are probably around the age of 24. You're around that age, 23, 24, 25, or you're around the age of your mid to late 30s. That's because it's on your 12-year cycle. Most likely you're on your 12-year cycle. I would recommend Elliot Hulse. There's a video he has called The Seasons of Life. I'm not going to get too deep into it. But understand that your life is not an accident, and we are creatures of rhythm. We are creatures of the habit. We are creatures of the cosmic force. The sun rises and the sun sets. Not every day is the sun going to be at its peak, but sometimes you are hungering for the peak. You want to experience the peak because that's what our society is built on, right? It's all about glory. It's all about flexing. It's all about shitting on the haters. It's all about, yang energy. It's all about expressing. It's all about winning. It's all about that. It's not about the nights that are very dark. It's not about the victories that come in the shadows. It's not about that. People don't glorify that, but there's a yin and a yang. And sometimes it might not just not be your season. And you can look at things deeper in astrology. Saturn return. I believe it's called Jupiter return, Saturn return. I know Saturn return in particular. You can look at 12-year cycles and you can start to study up a little on where you are right now. But you can also just understand that when looking for your purpose, understand that it comes together. Things in life come together. We don't get it all at once. But it's a fire that exists within you. And sometimes the fire is being prepped. God, the divine, is prepping you for when it's time for you to shine. It doesn't come all at once. You see this guy right here? Fucking started at 19. So you listening to me now? 12 years of knowledge and wisdom, of being in the dark, of learning from mentors, of being poor, of struggling, of learning the mechanics of the universe. Now I come to you, I teach you this stuff. Knowledge, this stuff isn't free. Had I had the knowledge I had back then, I wouldn't be teaching it because I wouldn't be grateful for it. Every single piece of knowledge that you're learning right here was learned in the darkness, was learned in a do or die situation. It was instilled because it had to be instilled. And sometimes that's what life will put you in. You have to learn certain things. You have to be instilled with certain lessons. So when the sun rises, you don't go a little cuckoo. You can contain the success that comes for you. You can handle the life, and you can see the contrast in life that my life was shit before, or my life was unhappy before. And you look back on the other days when things are great, and life has a contrast. So if you're going through shit right now, you're suffering, right? You're not going to be suffering forever. You keep your head up and you focus and you enjoy the process that comes with it. So the truth about your purpose. The truth about your purpose, I'm going to break it to you. I am going to break it to you.
This is #1 bullshit.
Even if you find your purpose, even if you start to figure out your purpose through listening to this video, and it seems so much simpler than it is, because it is, the truth about your purpose is, it's not the solution to all of your problems. It's really just the beginning of a different set of problems in life. But it definitely adds some color to it, right? It's a constant forging process. Do you know this right here? You know this guy on the right?
I fear no enemy, for the Kala is my strength.
That is a Protoss Zealot. Protoss Zealots, their only purpose in life is to fight and to die in war. It's quite simple. If I had the choice, I think all men kind of gravitate towards that. Because it sounds like you don't have to deal with the bullshit. You don't, you don't have to deal with the bullshit of life. Just make me a super soldier. Life and the process of creation is never ending. And you can only enjoy it each moment as it comes. So, the truth about your purpose, why I put this here,
this is #1 bullshit,
is you think that it's going to give you this magical answer. It's not. You're just going to figure it out, and then guess what? You're still going to have to go to sleep. You're still going to have to wake up. You're still going to have to brush your teeth. And you're going to still have to deal with what life brings to you. Even when I figured out what I wanted to do out, you might figure out what you want to do. And guess what? You got to learn many, many things. You got to learn, do you want to do this? Do you want to be yourself? Do you want to market yourself? Do you want to become famous? Do you want to make money from this? Do you want to scale? Do you want to grow? Or do you just want to have your purpose as something you do as a humanitarian, right? Finding your purpose is just a first step of many things. That's why Spiritual Boss Global exists. You want to do something in life, right? You know what you want to do? That's a first step. Now, how are you going to do it? Spiritual Boss Global is going to teach you the mechanics how. Because it's a journey, my friend. It is a huge journey. If you have the courage to believe in something you might think it's silly and that only you can see, only the vision that you can see, and you want to let go of everything to bring your true self onto the forefront, then go and do it, my friend. Go and live your damn purpose, and go regardless of what anybody says. You'll go on the journey of a lifetime. Destroy the viruses, confront the shadows, slay the dragons, become master of all nature. That's the path to your purpose. But it's not going to solve everything at once. It's going to show you how to solve yourself. It's going to show you the problems that you have within. And what is the old African proverb? When there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm.
We must use these tools that the great God has given us to fight.
So, here's some resources for you. From the OG Napoleon Hill, one of my favorite authors, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. Some resources for you are our domain, spiritualbossglobal.com, for more of my teachings. AskMasterJ@gmail.com for a contact. You want to do one-to-one coaching. Maybe you want some help eliminating these mind viruses. Maybe you want to ask a question to be submitted for a future video. You can contact me. What else? Yeah, I appreciate you for your time. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you listening. Go ahead and subscribe if this was of value to you. Now, let us play the outro. This time, check this out. You like this thumbnail? Man's search for meaning.
Perfect.
And here's an art that I was looking into using right here.
State the nature of your medical emergency.
This inspiration right here for our thumbnail, we were looking at. This is Jotaro's Bizarre Adventure combined with Jesus Christ, combined with Dio pose. So that was the inspiration for this one. And here is the art that I ended up with. Awesome, isn't it? Awesome.